Okay, I want to take some time to talk about batting out of order. Batting out of order is one of the three appeal plays. According to Rule 2.0, an appeal is a claim made by the defense that one of these three things has happened. One, batting out of order. Two, the runner has failed to touch or retouch. Retouch doesn't necessarily mean to pass a base and retouch it on your way back. Retouch is when a ball is batted in the air. They have to get back and retouch the base before they can advance. And three, a partial swing, ruled as no swing by the plate umpire, is a swinging strike. As far as number three goes, if a team asks you to get help when you ball a pitch that a guy had checked his swing on, you can get help. Once you say swing, you cannot get for help. A swing is not a call that can be appealed. However, a ball is. So remember, ball, you can get help. Strike, there is no help no matter how many times they ask you to get help. Before I read the next slide for the PowerPoint, I just want to say one thing about batting out of order. A lot of people are under the misconception that as soon as the guy steps in the batter's box and a pitch is thrown, if he's the wrong guy up, he's out. That is not true. Okay, just keep in mind that is not true. We're going to explain a little bit more about that as we go forward. So, Section 1, batting out of order. A batter who fails to bat in sequence is an improper batter. If an improper batter completes his bat and continuous action ends, he becomes a proper batter if there is a subsequent pitch or play. The new proper batter is the player listed in that slot after such legitimized batter, and a new sequence is then established. A team always has a slot at bat. Now, what that's saying is the number 3 batter gets up. He wasn't due up. It was supposed to be the number 4 batter. The number 3 batter gets up, gets a base hit. The team doesn't realize he's batting out of order. Well, now the number 4 batter is up. They can declare him batting out of order. However, if a pitch happens or a subsequent post-continuous play happens, such as a pickoff attempt, well, that improper batter now becomes the batter and becomes the legitimate batter, and the number 4 batter is now also the right batter that should be up. An umpire cannot suggest or indicate that a batter is improper, and the offense cannot appeal its own error, but the offense can change batters. Only the defense can appeal the batter has batted out of order. Yes, if the offense recognizes their mistake. So the leadoff batter is up, but it's supposed to be the number 2 batter. The leadoff batter is up, and at any point in that bat, before he becomes a batter runner, the offense realizes it and recognizes it. They can call time, and they can put the proper batter in there without penalty. The only thing is that the proper batter now has to assume the same count that was on the improper batter. Now, there are 3 times the defense can appeal. They can appeal too early, at the right time, or when it's too late. If the defense appeals too early, the improper batter completes his at-bat, or the offense recognizes its own error, the proper batter can simply assume both his position in the batter's box and the count. That's exactly what I had just finished saying. If the defense appeals too early, it's in essence the same thing as the offense recognizing and correcting their mistake. If the defense appeals at the correct time, if the defense appeals batting out of order after the improper batter has completed his at-bat and before a subsequent pitch or post-continuous action play, then the following penalties are enforced. 1. The proper batter is called out. This out supersedes any out of the improper batter, and if such improper batter was not out and became a runner, he is removed from his base. So, if the number 3 batter was supposed to be up, and the number 2 batter leads off the inning, he gets a base hit, he's on first, the defense appeals that he's batting out of order, yes, he is out. Now, the person who is out would be the person whose slot it was in the order, not necessarily the same batter who's now occupying first base. So, if the 4 batter in an inning was supposed to bat, but the 3 batter batted instead, the 3 batter gets a single. The defense calls time. They say he was batting out of order. You check the books. You realize, in essence, that the 4 batter was supposed to be up. So now, that spot in the order is out. And the real spot in the order then continues to bat. Number 2, Any runner who advanced because of the improper batter's batted ball or award must return to his time of pitch base. A runner who advanced for some other reason, a wild pick, pick-off throw, balk, anything, is allowed to advance. 3. Any runner who became out during continuous action must return to his base. His out is nullified. Any outs gained independently of the improper batter becoming a batter, runner, a steal, pick-off, etc. will stand. So anything that doesn't happen as a result of the improper batter batting the ball will stand. An out that happens as a result of the improper batter batting the ball, the runners go back, and then the new original proper batter gets in the box. Okay, if the defense appeals batting out of order after an improper batter has completed his at-bat, and after a subsequent pitch or post-continuous action play, such improper batter has now become the proper batter and thereby resets the proper sequence of batters. So, if the 8 batter was supposed to lead off, but by accident, the number 1 batter led off an inning, he gets a base hit, next pitch comes in, offense calls timeout, says he batted out of order, it's too late. And you don't then go back and put the lineup how it was, it continues from that point. So the leadoff batter was on base, he then became the proper batter because of a subsequent pitch or post-continuous action play. Now the proper batter that would be up would be the number 2 batter. Okay, let's say the number 2 batter leads off an inning, and he leads off with a base hit. Now, for some strange reason, the offense falls asleep, and the next guy to get in the batter's box is the number 9 batter. He gets a base hit. Well, they're batting out of order, but they don't realize it. So now, after the number 9 batter, the leadoff batter gets back up there. Okay, they throw a pitch. The defense calls timeout. They say batting out of order. You say, no, it's too late. A pitch had already occurred. So now the lineup is established. So the number, let's go back. The number 2 batter led off. He's at second base now. The number 9 batter got to first base because he got a base hit. So now the leadoff batter is up. Let's say he then gets a base hit. So now you got bases loaded. You got the number 2 batter at third base, the number 9 batter at second base, and the leadoff batter at first. Now the spot due up in the order happens to be the number 2 batter, but he's on base. What do you do? What's the penalty? Well, there is no penalty. What you do if that guy is on base is you skip his spot, and you then go to the number 3 batter. Okay, if you look at this little flow chart up here, it says batting out of order, part 4. An appeal is made. An appeal is made after the next pitch, play, or attempted play. The improper batter and his actions become legalized. Any advances to further base are legal. The batting out of order picks up with the batter following the legalized improper batter. And then if you look to the right, it says, if this batter is on base, skip over him and go to the next batter. Guys, I know it sounds ridiculous, but it does and has happened. And you can't go making up rules. You can't be like, all right, let's get the last batter out to run and put the regular batter up. He's not up. You have to skip that spot and move on to the next one. Okay, I want to recap this whole thing. Batting out of order is an appeal. All right, it's one of the 3 appeals that the defense can make. The 3 appeals are touch or retouch, batting out of order, and no swing as a call from the plate umpire. Remember, if you say swing as a plate umpire, you cannot appeal for help. Let's stick to batting out of order here. Just because the guy is batting out of order doesn't necessarily mean he's out. Remember, if the defense appeals it too early or the offense recognizes their own mistake, they simply put the proper batter in and he assumes whatever count there was made. The proper time would be the improper batter gets a base hit, he's on first, and before the next play or pitch, the defense appeals he made the out. He batted out of order. He would therefore then be out. So again, if the number 4 batter leads off an inning, but it's supposed to be the number 3 batter, the number 4 batter gets a base hit, he gets the first, they call time, they say he batted out of order. Yes, he batted out of order. That number 4 batter is not out. The slot in the batting order, which was held by the number 3 batter, then becomes out, and the number 4 batter then assumes his regular number 4 spot in the batting order. So the same guy who just got that base hit gets back in the batter's box again, except this time with 1 out, because the number 3 batter before him was declared out for batting out of order. If you recap it too late, if you appeal it too late, then the batting order resets and the improper batter becomes proper, and then the lineup follows as it normally would. If a batting out of order occurs and they recognize it too late, and the batting order resets, and then the next person who's supposed to bat is on base, you skip that slot and you go to the next one.